So, at the end of chapter 3, I also had forgotten to mention when we have Red and Slim's chapter and they notice the hole in the canvas. When the explorer says that he couldn't reach a projector and the merchant said blast it down, they would be talking about the blaster would be whatever their weapon would be. So when we say if they're genuine, they didn't use their weapon, but we could also go back to chapter 1 and say that the hole in the canvas foreshadows that the aliens have some type of weaponry or technology. We could also say it's a motif that represents the innocence of Red and Slim, because they're really not even thinking that these animals could be something other than they seem. Next, we are going on to chapter 4, and once again, we switch into the point of view of Red and Slim. We can start to see their tensions. Red is clearly the leader of their pair, and Slim is kind of meeker, and he is a little bit bullied by Red. Red is kind of doubting him and like yelling at him. We also meet them with their fathers. So we have the industrialist talking to Red. We can see he's kind of strict with him. Not too strict, but this would be like a 1950s children-parent relationship. Very, maybe different than nowadays, where children were really meant to be seen and not heard. So when Red is asking for things, it's kind of annoying the mom and the dad a little bit. And Slim's mom is not there, so Slim is there just with his dad. And then we see Red and Slim trotting away together to take care of their animals. On the other chapter, the following chapter, it goes back to the fathers. And the fathers, the astronomer and the industrialist, they're also starting to have a little bit of a conflict. Not a big conflict, but they are disagreeing for sure. A reconnaissance is supposed to be something military. So the industrialist is suspicious that these aliens are there for no good. And the astronomer, being this man of science, he's saying, I will speak. He's more, he has an unusual pitch. He's getting mad at the industrialists. I mean, they're not like fighting, but they're definitely not seeing eye to eye. And he's saying they're there. They can't even live on this planet and their technologies are better. So they really have the best intentions to like come to this planet and help them. So at the end, we are going to learn, more about like all the things that they know. They presented me with a theory of stellar evolution. So this is really what the astronomer is most interested in, learning more about their science so it can better the youth of their people, their future civilizations will be better because of this technology. And, also, we have the industrialist saying, the creatures may be intelligent and not reasonable. Our forefathers were presumably intelligent, yet they were certainly not reasonable. Was it reasonable to destroy almost all their tremendous civilization in atomic warfare over our causes? Our historians can no longer accurately determine. So this would maybe be a criticism towards what was really going on in the world during Asimov's time writing this with the Cold War, saying that this nuclear buildup was just really ridiculous and not reasonable. So when we have how do chapters 4 and 5 connect, we could say both of the characters are starting to have this rising tension between them, both Slim and Red, and the astronomer and the industrialist. And they're both arguing basically over the aliens. Red and Slim are arguing how they're going to get it fed, how they're going to hide it from their parents. And the dads are talking about if the aliens are going to be take over the world or be a good thing. So whatever you want to say, how they're connecting. And they're both part of our rising action is the other connection. And this would be the conflict. How is the conflict developing? The astronomer wants to believe in the good of these visitors, and the industrialist is not so sure that they are going to be a good thing. So if we go on to chapter 6, Red and Slim, now they're saying they have found the spaceship. Red says, holy smokes, look at it. It's all shiny and silver. But it was Slim who's really, I know what it is. It is a spaceship. That is why my father came here. So now we have the boys. They are making more connections. And we definitely see that Slim is pretty knowledgeable on this. And Red doesn't really want to hear it. So we kind of have Red being a little bit of a disrespectful friend here. Telling him he's making it up about his father knowing stuff and having books before the wars. This can also tell us that whatever happened before the wars, everything was destroyed, including like their knowledge. And then Red, I guess, maybe he's becoming a little threatened that Slim knows this stuff about the astronomy and the spaceships because he's saying, you're going to get us caught. You might know all these things, but you don't even know how to get us caught from your parents. And so when we say, what can we learn about the setting? ELA was destroyed. And maybe we can also say some stuff about mistrusting. It seems like Red is like mistrusting of the science that Slim is talking about. And once again, he's talking, we have the mention of the circus. At the moment, the circus is going to appear rather poor quality for the glories of astronomy. So we know Slim does not really want to get involved in the circus stuff. He is maybe a little too mature for that, and he wants to know what's really going on with the spaceship. And that would be chapters 4, 5, and 6.